Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, Right Way School. Komal ma'am says Right Way School. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. And which place have you joined from, teachers? You can mention your school name as well as the place. Okay, I would love to see your replies. So, teachers, have you all all the teachers have started their vacations? So, summer vacation, the much awaited summer vacation, is it started for all of you? Okay, Rosie ma'am, Susan ma'am, and okay, Holy Trinity Vidya Bhavan. Right. Thank you so much for joining, ma'am. Okay, Jirita ma'am from Sri Ram Public School. Chitra ma'am from Shemford Futuristic School. Okay, Maninder ma'am from GTB School. That's great, teachers. Thank you so much for joining and for your response as well. So I would, like I was asking you all, how is the, summer vacation, if it has started for you, how is it going on? What special things that you are doing in the summer vacation right now? All right, answers coming in. Prabha ma'am from CMC International School. Welcome, ma'am. I think we have a lot many teachers joining from all across India. Hello. Teachers, I hope you are able to hear me. Okay, you can give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear me. Right. Komal ma'am from Right Away School, Bhavnagar, Gujarat. Okay. Ajita ma'am from Holy Trinity School, Swadika ma'am from Vidya Mandir CBSE School. So again, so many teachers from all across India. Thank you so much, teachers, for your responses. I was asking you about the vacation, right? So what is that one thing you have been waiting for to do in the summer vacation? What is that one thing that you wait throughout the year to do during the summer vacations? Or any vacation, I would say, for that matter. Let me see what answers are coming from you all. Do you visit different places or play some? Okay, we don't have vacations. We will be having from June. Okay, Shalu ma'am, thank you so much for answering. But then what would we be doing in the vacation? And how are you dealing with the summers right now? Is it too hot at your place or is it cool? How is the weather? I would love to see your responses, teachers. Let me see what is the temperature around at your place. Not too hot in Jammu and Kashmir. Yes, yes, ma'am. We have heard about Jammu Kashmir right now. Sad to know the situation, but it's okay. Not too hot, right? Yes, that's Kashmir. Too hot. Everybody is saying, okay, it's too hot. Yes, ma'am, definitely. And I guess there are a lot of places where the temperature has gone above 40 degrees, 42 degrees, right? So I think it's time to deal with the situation right now. Okay, Dharmapuri, at Dharmapuri, it's raining. Okay, you are lucky, Jivita ma'am. It's raining at your place. Teachers, I would request all of you to turn on your cameras so that we can have a nice session. I could see you all. All right, teachers. So, since all the teachers have joined, thank you, teachers, for turning on the cameras again. Now, since all the teachers have joined, let's begin. Let's start with something interesting that we are going to. All right. So, what you can do is whenever I ask you a question or wherever you want to say something, teachers, please reply in, please put it in the chat box so that I can read and respond to you. All right. Let's begin, teachers. I'm sharing my screen. Let's get started. Please let me know once the screen is visible to all of you. You can give me a thumbs up, teachers, or reply in the chat as well. All right, all right. So let's move further. We are going to have Scratch for as today's topic, all right? So what are the things that we would be learning? Thank you so much, Amandeep ma'am, for replying, right? So there are a few things that I would like to mention, teachers. We are having this webinar. You can ask me as many questions as you want, and we will get your doubts clear then and there, right? Please do not hesitate to ask me questions, and definitely you can put them in the chat so that we can keep on discussing your doubts. So what are we going to do in today's session? First, we are going to have introduction to coding, then to Scratch, and then we will be creating projects using Scratch. And there is just one project that we will be covering up. So let's see a few things here. Now, since it is summer, teachers, I would like to ask you to identify this image. what is it? What is this image? What comes to your mind when you see this image? I would like to have your answers, teachers. Come on, fastest finger first. Let's see what you answer. This image that you see in front of you right now, it's a lemon juice or a lemonade. That's right, cold drinks, right? We want something refreshing at this moment because it's too hot right now. Correct, teachers? So, if we were to give instructions to someone who does not know how to make a lemonade, what do we do? How do we give them instructions? That too, step by step instructions. How to make a lemonade. Can you all help me with the instructions? I would love to see your replies in the chat, teachers. Can you give me step-by-step instructions on making a lemonade? Would you all give it a try? Let's see what that could be. The screen is not visible. Prabha ma'am, could you please try reconnecting the session so that you can see the screen? Okay, Sylvia ma'am says first water. Okay, ma'am, that's one. Lemon. Okay, yes, that's right. Water, lemon, two ingredients already there. Salt, yes, definitely. Sugar, of course. Water, mixed lemon juice, sugar, salt. Okay, I'm getting a lot of responses here. Yes, all these ingredients go into making a lemonade. That's right, teachers. Now, again, like I said, step-by-step instructions is what we need. Okay, you've told me the ingredients. Mint leaves, of course, Sylvia ma'am, that would add a nice flavor, tangy flavor to it, maybe, right? So many things can be added into a lemonade, right? But when we are talking about making a lemonade, there are supposed to be step-by-step instructions, teachers, right? Now, what are those instructions? Let's see. Okay, I can see Sheeta ma'am replying. Take some lemon. Okay, ma'am, lemon ready. What next? What's the next step that we should take? I'm sure all of you know how to make lemonade, how you know how it tastes, right? So let's see the steps. Ice if needed. Yes, ma'am, definitely. It's scorching hot right now. So all of us would love some ice in the lemonade. Right. Okay. So, I guess Mary ma'am has written all the steps here properly. Take lemons needed and cut it into pieces. Squeeze and pour into glass. Add water needed and sugar. And the fourth step is to add ice cubes. And then last step is to enjoy. Of course, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering that in detail. And this is what I needed. Step-by-step instructions, right, teachers? So in a way, what we have done here is we have given an algorithm to make a lemonade, or we can say step-by-step instructions in a proper sequence. Correct, teachers? So what you have just done is actually writing a program. You've written a program to make a lemonade. Correct, teachers? So this is what we are going to talk about. We are going to talk about the instructions here. That is, first, like ma'am said, squeezing lemons into a bowl, adding water to it, then adding some 2 tablespoons or 3 tablespoons, depending on how much sweet you want it, and then stir that sugar and mix it well until the sugar dissolves, and then we can pour it into the glass. And of course, adding ice cubes would make it much better. And then we have it, right? So this is how we give instructions to the computer and to the students also, right? Now, this is called as coding. Coding, like I said, is a language which we use to give instructions to the computer. It could be of two types. One is block-based and second is text-based. So we are going to see block-based coding, what that is exactly. Let us understand. Now, this block-based coding is used to create a code where we use different blocks, colorful blocks, so that we give instructions to the computer. Just like we have given instructions to make a lemonade, right? Same way, we can do it for the coding part. So that's what we do in block-based part now. Now, let's watch a simple video which will help us understand what block-based coding is. Let's take a look at it, teachers. If someone could just give me, send me a message, teacher, if it is audible. Is the video audible to you? You could all give me a thumbs up too. That would also work, ma'am. Okay, perfect, ma'am. Let's get into full screen and watch this video.
Please read it out for me. You have written, this is our first coding class. Now,
So teachers, you watched this video. Sorry, it was not audible for a moment. I couldn't click anywhere. So this video explained how block-based coding works, right? We just have to drag and drop the blocks and the code starts working, right, teachers? So let's move further and see the platform that we are going to look into. So we are going to use Scratch. Let's see how that platform is and how does it do the coding. So here we have Scratch. Now this is a block-based coding platform, teachers, where the beginners can easily code without much of coding knowledge. We can easily code here and we can create stories, we can create animations, games, and so many interesting things. And it will also be possible for us to share the creations that we are creating here. So let's move further and see the different components of Scratch. So here is the screen that you see, teachers. First thing is the this particular screen. When it opens, we can start creating here and we will be able to start doing the code that is for the game or animation or stories, whatever we are creating. So this is the first screen and this is called the script area. Now, this is where we drag and drop the blocks where we can, so that we can code the program. Then is the next is called as the stage. Sorry, the sprite. Now this sprite is actually the character we are using in our project. It could be an object, it could be some kind of sport accessories, it could be an animal, it could be a person, and so many more things. That is going to be called as a sprite. That is the character of our story. Next comes the stage. Now, this is where the output will be visible, teachers. All the sprites that we are using, all the backdrops that we are adding will be visible here, and the code that we are going to do will start functioning here at the stage. Then the next part is the blocks palette. Now, this is where we drag the different blocks from and drop it to the center of the screen here to the code part. Let's see. Just 1 minute, teachers. I think the animation isn't working properly. Sorry. Yeah, like I said, the blocks palette. And these are different categories that you see here. Motion, looks, sound, events, right? They have all got different blocks in here. All right, so let's move further and see more things here now. So let's go to the project and let's see the different things that we are going to do today. Very first thing we are going to do is to add the sprites. So let us take a look at it. And this is the project that we are going to do. I'll show you how that project works. Here, I've already opened it for you all. Let's see. Yes, here we can see, let's maximize this and then see the project. When we click this green flag, the crab can be moved. The crab is going to help us clean the trash here. Let's drag it towards the right or left using the arrow keys on the keyboard. And all we have to do is to catch the trash here. That is the milk trash that we can see here will crash. As soon as the crab is going to touch it, it is going to move around and we will also be able to collect more trash. So this is the project, teachers, that we are going to do. All right. Now let's come to the PPT again. And this project is based on the topics from grade 5. So you will be able to see it in the book as well, the Tekie books that you might have all received, right? So let's move ahead and see the project. Like I said, this is the one we are going to do. This is the heroic crab who is going to help us with the cleaning of the ocean, right? We all create a lot of pollution, a lot of mess in the ocean. So it's time to clean the ocean, correct? So we've already seen the project here and we are going to understand how to use different blocks in it. So let's go step by step and understand it. So very first thing, like I said, to add the sprites. Now to start with the project, teachers, what we will do is we will log into our YOLO Techie accounts and we will proceed with the project. So here, when we open Techie, I'm just going to click again, open Techie. And on the left-hand side, we have the code garage. So let's click that code garage and let's create a new file here. This new file will be of Scratch. So let's click new Scratch file and name it. Let's say name it as Ocean project or any other project that you would like to. I'm just giving it as a sample. Right. So here is the Scratch project that loads, teachers. Once that is loaded, I'll help you understand the platform once again with the on the Techie platform. Let it get loaded. Teachers, I hope all of you are following. If you got any questions, any queries, please let me know in the chat. All right. So here we are. We have the blocks. I hope it is clearly visible to all of you. Okay. I'll just zoom it a little bit so that you can see clearly. Right. Now here we are, teachers. The left side are the different categories of blocks. As you can see, motion, looks, sound, events, control, sensing, all of them. And this is the script area. This is the stage. And here we have different sprites. So our first part is to add sprites to the project, right? So to do that now, what we will do is we will go to the platform. Here we can see already there is a sprite. A cat sprite is there by default. So what do? We simply click this delete icon and delete the cat sprite. Now to add a new sprite to the project, we have several ways. Let's go here to the bottom right corner and we can see there are 4 options. First is to choose a sprite. Then we can paint a sprite. We can have a surprise sprite here. And last one is to upload a sprite. Let's understand this one by one. First, when we choose a sprite, we get a gallery of options here where we can choose any sprite that we want. For example, let's say we would like to have maybe a crab. So I'm typing here crab and we get it. Here it is. So the crab is here. Now we can move it wherever we want and place it wherever needed. All right. Now the crab is here. This is one method, teachers, to add a sprite to the program. Now there is one more method, that is paint. What do? We can create a drawing that we want and we can have it on the stage also. So let's say I'm creating a smiley here and you can see that also acts as a sprite. This is sprite 1 that got created. So this is the second method. Let me show you the third method, which is sprite surprise here. So once we click surprise, a surprise element, or I would say surprise sprite would come. Every time we click the surprise option, a new sprite, but we do not know which one will come here. So that will keep on coming here. And all we can do is we can start deleting it if it is not needed. Let's delete this. And there's one more option to upload the sprite. Now we can upload an image here from the gallery also. Okay, so let's go back and let's say we would like to have some image here. As you can see here, so this image got added to the program, teachers. You can see it, right? It's here. So we can upload, we can paint, we can choose it from the gallery, and we can also have surprise sprites also. So let's close this. And we already have the crab that we wanted in our project, right? There's one more sprite that we wanted, teachers. Can anyone tell me, if you've noticed the program before, can anyone tell me which was that sprite? I would love to have answers from you, teachers, in the chat. Please let me know if you know the second sprite. There were 2 sprites we were talking about. Yes, Chitra ma'am says that was the trash, or that was the milk can. Right. Perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering. So let's click this option and choose a sprite. And this time we will look for the milk carton. Yes, so here it is. Milk can is also added. Now, teachers, do you think the milk can is too big? Is it? Is it too big depending on the crab size? Should the crab be much more bigger or the can should be a little smaller? Right. Bala ma'am says, yes, that's correct, right? So what we will do is now we will click the milk can here and then we can see options here, size, direction, show, right? So let's reduce the size to 30 so that it becomes a little smaller. Yes. Prabha ma'am says it should be smaller. Yes, ma'am. So done. It's smaller now. Perfect. Now let's place it somewhere here at the top. Now the sprites are added, teachers. The next thing that we would be doing here is the background, right? You can see this background, correct? So what do you see in this background, teachers? What kind of background is it? Can anyone tell me? What background could it be? Let me see your answers in the chat, teachers. Sea, okay. Yes, Chitra ma'am says, Sylvia ma'am says, sea, ocean. Perfect, ma'am. Yes, that is an underwater project, right? Or we can say a sea and ocean. Now, to add a backdrop to the project, we are going to have the backdrops option, which is here on the right-hand side bottom corner of our screens. So we can click here. There are again 4 options. Choose a backdrop, paint a backdrop, surprise, and upload. So these options work exactly like we did it for the sprites. We can choose it from the existing gallery by clicking this choose a backdrop option. Let's say we want underwater. So let's type here underwater and we get the option as this one. So the backdrop is added to the project right now. There's one more option, teachers, that is paint. So just like we painted a sprite, we could paint a backdrop also. We could have surprise backdrops and we can upload a backdrop as well. Any of these options can be used depending on which background suits your project, right? So let's move further, teachers, and understand the next part of it. Sprites done. We have added a sprite. We have added backdrop, right? Now, the next step is adding blocks. We want the crab to start moving. We want to make the trash can move, right? So now to do that, we will understand a few more things here about the project. Okay, teachers. So let's move further. We have already seen all this in the practical part. Now let's do one thing. Whatever parts we have discussed so far, let's revise that with the help of quiz questions. All right. So here is the first question, teachers. What is the what is Scratch used for? Can you tell me what would be the correct option, teachers? A, B, C. Okay, I'm getting a lot of answers. It's option B. That's right. For making stories, games, and animations. Seems like all of you are paying a lot of attention and you are also taking interest into it. Thank you so much for that, teachers. Let's move to the next question. Next question is, which characters do you use in a Scratch projects? Sprites, robots, or people? Okay, yes, the answer is sprites, teachers. Even if those are objects, living and non-living things, those will still be called as sprites. They will not be called as robots or peoples or character. They will always be sprites. All right. Thank you so much for answering all the questions, teacher. That was a wonderful response. Thanks a lot. Now let's move further and add more things. We have already added the backdrop, right? Now let's go ahead and see the blocks here. Okay, so just 1 minute. Right. Sorry. Okay. So since we have added all the backdrop and all, we can again do one thing, that is we can have a few more questions. Let's say, are you all ready, teachers? Shall we move ahead? Here is one more question. Which part of Scratch shows the project when it runs? Can you all tell me? What should be the answer? Okay, I'm already getting answers. It's script area. That's right, teachers. Okay, I think these are the previous answers. Sorry, it did not load for me. Yes, the correct answer should be stage. Yes, thank you so much, ma'am, for answering. Let's go to the second question. What can you add to a Scratch project to make it interesting? Only sprites, sounds and backdrops, only backdrops. Okay, Vishal sir says B, Jivita ma'am says B. Okay, so many of you are saying the answer is B. That's right, teachers. The answer is B. All right, let's move further and see the next part, that is the blocks. Now, when I showed you this game, teachers, you might have seen there are so many functions that we have added to. That means the game is going on really well, right? So there might be so much code into it, right? So let us understand how that code is to be done here. Now, what do you see in this GIF? Can you all tell me, teachers, what are the different things you observe in this GIF? What, according to you, is happening here? I would like to see your answers, teachers. Okay. Now there are no options A, B, C, D, teachers. So you can tell me, you can type in, okay, Sarita ma'am says movements. Ketal ma'am says moving sprite. That's right, ma'am. That's right. Moving sprites. Right. Cab catches the trash. Yes, absolutely. All these things are happening here. And the crab that we are moving here is moved by the user. Like you said, ma'am, the movement is happening. That is happening because the user is doing it, right? That is, we are doing it. Correct? And again, there are, these can be done with the help of the blocks. Like I said before, we are going to add blocks to it. So let us understand the different blocks that we are using. What these blocks do is they tell the sprites or the backdrops that we are using what to do and how should they behave, right? That means what should be their purpose. So let us see that as well. And there are, like I said before, there are so many blocks. We have seen different categories. So there are so many blocks here. First is the motion category, which will help in the movements of the sprite. That is one thing. Second, the looks. That is, they will be helping us with the colorful backdrops or colorful looks of the sprites and the backdrop. Next is the sound. So sound, you all know, it is for adding sound to the project. Then comes the next part, that is the event block, which will help us create an event. We will see that how it works. Then the control block, which are going to control the flow of the program. Then comes the next part, the next set of blocks, that is sensing. So you can see here, what is your name? It is going to sense if you are answering or not, answering correctly or not. Then there are operators to do the multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, all of that. And then there are variables also. So variables, we are going to learn it in the later part of the academic session, right? And there are my blocks also. Now, let us see, we've already seen the steps for the project, that is adding sprites, adding backdrop is done. Now we have to add code, right? Now here, teachers, to do that, what we will do is, let's do one thing. Let's go for the practical part first. Let's see, we are having different categories of blocks. So let us understand them one by one. First, let's go to events. Now, I would like to ask you a simple question, teachers. Which are the festivals that you celebrate? I would like to have answers from all of you to know which are the common festivals you celebrate. Okay, Amandine Bam says Diwali, there's Christmas, okay, there's Holi. Now, most of you have answered Diwali and Holi, right? Ramzan also, yes, Onam, Pongal, so many of them. So what is that one thing that you do exclusively on a festival day? Exclusively on a festival day. Can you tell me, teachers? Okay, Saraswati ma'am says sweets, new dress. Of course, all of us like the sweets and the new dresses. We wait for the festivals, right? So when it is the festival time, we do all of this, right? We don't do this throughout the year because that is a big event for us. Because it is an event, we do some action, right? We spend time with our families. We get new dresses. We do different kind of rituals, correct? Decorations. We bring sweets. We do the lightings and all that. So all that is done when it is a big event, right, teachers? So again, so there are several events in coding also. You can see here when clicked. So let's drag it outside and see. When we click the green flag, what should happen? Let's take a motion block here and let's add move steps to it. Move 10 steps. All right. Now, this code is being done for the milk carton. So the carton is supposed to move. When will it move? When we click the green flag. I hope, teachers, you are all able to see. I'll do one thing. I'll increase the size of the carton. Let's make it 150. So that, sorry, 150 is too big. Maybe 100 is okay. As of now, let's keep it 100. Then we will reduce it. So you can see here, teachers, when we click the green flag or we click this block, the carton is moving towards the right hand side. Correct? Only when we are doing that. Now, let's use the other block in events, which is when space key pressed. And add this block here. Now, even if we click the green flag, nothing is going to happen. The trash can is not going to move anywhere. It is going to move only when we press the space key or this block. You can see here. If I press the space key on the keyboard, only then it is going to move. So this is happening only when certain event is occurring. You can see it, teachers, right? When space key pressed. Now, this space key can be changed to up arrow, down arrow. You can see here, when I'm pressing the up arrow, or if I click this block also, the sprite will start moving. Let's see the next block, which is when this sprite clicked. All right. Now, when we click the sprite, it should maybe turn 15 degrees. Let's attach. It is very important to attach these codes, teachers, so that along with this block, this is an event block, we need to add another block to it so that it starts working. All right. So when we click the sprite, now you can see either when I click this block or when we click the sprite here, the milk sprite, then it will start turning. But is it moving horizontally, teachers? Can any one of you tell me? Is it moving horizontally? Is it moving horizontally now? When we were pressing the arrow key or when we were pressing the space key, then it was moving horizontally. Now it is turning. Thank you so much for answering, Paljit ma'am. Right. It is turning towards the right hand side. So that is happening when the sprite is clicked. When we click the crab sprite, nothing is happening. But when we click the milk sprite, only then it is moving, right? So this is how the events block work, teachers. Let's go ahead and see the next set of blocks, that is motion. Okay, we have already seen move 10 steps. Now, even if we do not attach these blocks, we will still be able to see their output. All right, that is move 10 steps. Now we want the, let's say we do it for the crab here. Okay, now we can see the crab. Let's click. Teachers, remember one thing, when we want to code each character or each sprite, we will have to code it separately. So we'll click the crab here and then make it move 10 steps. Let's drag this block and put it here. I'll increase the size of this block so that you all can see it clearly. Right. So now 10, instead of 10, maybe we'll make it 20 so that we can see the difference easily. Right. So the block is moving towards the right hand side. Now, if we want to make it move towards the left, let's just make this a negative number, that is minus 20. Now, every time we click this block, the crab is going to move towards the left side. Correct, teachers? I hope it's visible. So the changes are clear here. When we click the block, here the sprite starts moving. Now there is turn 15 degrees also. This is in a clockwise direction, teachers. So once we click it, the crab will start rotating in a 15-degree angle every time. You can see it clearly how it is working. Now the other block, that is turn anti-clockwise 15 degrees, it will make it move anti-clockwise. Again, we can change the angle. Instead of 15, we can make it 90. So every time it will turn 90 degrees. I'll keep this crab here. 90 degrees anti-clockwise. I hope the changes are visible to you, teachers. Any questions that you have so far? Yes, teachers, any questions from your side? Anyone would like to ask any question regarding the events blocks, the motion blocks? Thank you. Thank you, Mary ma'am. Thank you, Chitra ma'am, for answering. Right. Let's see the other block now. Let's say go to random position and we'll take go to XY position. X and Y positions are the location of the sprites, teachers. X is the horizontal position and Y is the vertical position, just like we have it in math. X is horizontal, Y is vertical. Okay. And when we move towards the right side, the values will be positive. When we move towards the left side, the values will be negative. I'm talking horizontally. Now, when we talk about the y-axis, that is vertical, again, when we are moving upwards, the value will increase. When we go down, the values will decrease. Negative value when we come down. All right. So here, when we are mentioning, when we want the sprite to go to a specific location, we will give the coordinates. Let's say we want to make it 0 and here also 0. Can any one of you tell me, if I keep it 0, 0, X and Y is 0, 0, where should the sprite go? Can any one of you tell me, teachers? Where should the sprite go? No movement. Okay, Saraswati ma'am says no movement. Any other answer? Okay, Hetal ma'am says center. Ritika ma'am says center. Exactly, teachers. It will go to the center of the screen. Let's try and click it. And you can see the crab is now into the center of the screen because that's the origin, right? Perfect, teachers. Thank you so much for answering. Here. Now, let's do one thing. Let's see the next block, which is go to random position. Go to random position. It clearly means when we click this block, the crab will go anywhere on the screen to a random position like this. We can see every time it is picking a random position. So this is how these blocks work. Now let's take one more block, that is glide block. Glide to random position and go to random position. Okay, teachers, when I click this block, can you see the difference? What exactly is the change? We have already seen go to random position, but what does glide do? Can any one of you guess and tell me? What is the glide block doing? How is it different from the go to random position block? Here also random position is coming into picture, but how is it different? Can any one of you tell me, teachers? Movement in particular time. Yes, Chitra ma'am. Once again, it is slipping. Exactly, Krishnan sir ma'am. I'm sorry, I'm unable to identify. So here we can see when we click, it is gliding. It's like slipping to that position, correct? Though it's a random position, but it is slipping. Now, same way, if we take the other block, that is glide 1 second to X or Y position, right? Let's make it again 0 so that we know the difference. Okay. And this time, now how is the random position block and this block, that is glide to random position and glide to XY? How is this different? Can any one of you tell me, teachers? How is it different? I would love to have answers from you all. Gliding to random position and going to gliding to particular position, right? Saraswati ma'am says it is center, right? The crab is going to the center of the screen, gliding to the center of the screen from one place to another. That's right, Mary ma'am, it's correct. It is going to the center of the stage. Perfect. So these are the different blocks that we saw here in the motion category. Now there's one more thing that I would like to show you, teachers. Let's put these blocks back, and point in direction is one thing that I would like to show. Now you can see currently the crab is upside down, right? It's floating in a weird manner, right? Now, when we want to make it proper, when we want to make it straight, we will click point in direction. You will see the picture. Now, teachers, you all know these characters are not actual animals, right? They are images, correct? So this will have a proper angle. Now, this image has been set to a 90-degree angle in this manner. Hence, it is visible this way. Now, if we want to change the angle, let's say we want to make it 45, and then let's click it. You can see the angle change the other way. The angle has now changed to 45. So the way the sprite is pointing changes here. You can see the same change here as well in direction. The direction is now 45. So we are going to use point in direction block further in coding, right? And we will understand how these are going to work when we put it in our project, teachers. So far about I would like to ask about the motion blocks, teachers. Any questions, any doubts that you all have? Anything that you would like to ask regarding these blocks? The motion blocks, the sprite, the backdrops, the event blocks. All right, ma'am. Thank you so much for answering, Mary ma'am. All right. So let's move to the next category of blocks now. That is looks. Okay. So let's click here. Teachers, now I can see so many of you currently. I think, yes. I can see. Okay. So many of you have joined. Can you all turn on your cameras, teachers? There's one thing that I would like to ask. If it is fine with you all, could you please turn on your cameras? Okay. Each one of you is wearing a different colored dress. Is it matching with the other? I mean, yes, maybe 2 or 3 might match, but is every color matching? Are you all having same colored outfits? You can show me a thumbs up if yes and thumbs down if no. Okay. So many of you are saying no. Absolutely. Just like we have colorful costumes, even the sprites have, right? They also get a chance to have their own wardrobe, right? So for that, we have the looks category of blocks. Now, here I would like to show you one interesting block, that is switch to costume. Now, you would say it's still a crab, right? Now, switch to costume, we are seeing crab B. What would crab B be? It is just a different color. You can see the claws. You can see the difference in the claws, teachers. I'll show you crab A. You can see its claws are closed. And when we say crab B, it's changing, right? The claws are becoming, they're opening. Correct? It is a different costume for it. It's a different image, but again, belongs to the crab only. For us, the costumes may be in different colors, different sizes, or maybe different styles. We've got Indian, we can have Western, Indo-Western, so many of them. But the sprites, they are having limited costumes. Crab A has, and when we say crab A, that's an image with an open claws. And then we have the one with the closed claws also. So let's click that. And we can see here, the claws open, close, when we change the costume. Same way, teachers, we can also have the next costume block. We can see here when we click, automatically it switches between the costume it has. All right. So let's put these blocks back. And now let's talk about the backdrop. So currently we have taken only one backdrop, but we can have a random also. Let's check this. Let's click and check. You can see the backdrop has now become white. Again, we can switch it to underwater by clicking this block. So just we have to select it and the backdrop changes. I hope teachers, this is clear to all of you, right? Let's move further and see the next block now. That is say block. Now, whenever we want the character to say a dialogue, we will use the say block here. And let's say it is hello only. Let's click this and we can see the crab is saying hello. But for how many seconds did the crab say hello? 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes? How many of them? Can any one of you tell me, teachers? How many minutes? 2. Yes, 2 is the correct answer, Sarita ma'am. It is 2 with 2 seconds. Correct? Now, if we want to increase the duration, we can increase it by 5. Or we can increase it to any number that we want. But again, there is one more block, which is say hello. Right? Now, say and say hello for 2 seconds. There is a little bit of difference here. When we click the say block, the crab will keep on saying hello for the rest of the day. It will not keep quiet, right? Or it is not the dialogue that we will be able to hear, but it will be displayed on the screen, right? So say hello, it will keep on saying hello, but say hello for 2 seconds or 3 seconds, it will say hello for that specific duration that we mentioned here. All right, teachers. So let's put these blocks back. Okay, let's have this one and let's use the think block. Now, let's say, though we are having two separate dialogues, okay, that is hello and say, sorry, hello and Let's see what is the difference. I'll click both the blocks and then you can tell me, teachers, what is the difference. I'm clicking the think block and I'm clicking the say block. Okay, let's make this one also 2 seconds. Hello and this. Can you tell me the difference, teachers? What do you observe? Bubble change. Exactly, Maninder ma'am, the bubble changes. Here, when we click the say block, it looks as if the crab is saying something. It's a kind of dialogue. And when we say think block, the crab is trying to think. We often see it in movies, right? The characters keep on thinking something. They have their own dialogue going on in their minds. So think is that block. And again, think for 2 seconds and think. There are two different blocks. When we specify the duration and when we want to keep on thinking it throughout the program, right? So this is how it works, teachers. So let's put it back. And I hope the blocks are clear, teachers. The looks blocks are clear. All right. Let's go to the control blocks now. These blocks are going to control the flow of the program. Let's say we use the very first block, that is wait 1 second. Wait 1 second and then let's click this block. Move 10 steps. Let's attach to it. The reason we are adding 2 blocks here is because we will be able to see the change immediately, right? So let's make it maybe 50 steps. And let's click this block. So after 1 second, the crab is moving 50 steps. Correct? That is, a duration that we have specified to cause a delay. Now, it could be 0.5 seconds, or it could be 0.05 seconds, or it could be 10 seconds, 20 seconds, depending on our requirement, teachers. So like this, we can use the delay option, which is here given by the wait block. All right. Let's go to the control category again. And this time, we will use the repeat block. Repeat 10. So whatever block we put inside this repeat block, that particular action will repeat the number of times we specify. Let's say we do it for 5 times. Then the crab is going to move 5 times. That is 5 multiplied by 50. That is 250. So it moved 250 steps. Correct? You can see it went all completely out of the screen. So let's do one thing. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it to 0, 0. Yes. So the crab is back. Now, teachers, you can see the control block, how it controls the flow of the program. Now, the same way, if we are, instead of move, all right, let's take a turn block. There's an interesting thing that I would like to show you all. Here, we have a forever block. Forever block is going to help the sprite do a particular action constantly. That is forever. Let's keep it away and let's put this block here. Now, let's see the magic. We can see the crab constantly moving, right? It's rotating completely. We can see that with the help of just 2 blocks, forever block and turn 15 degrees. Now, no matter, teacher, if we are if we are changing the angle also, let's make it 45 degrees and let's see. We can now see the speed has increased. The angle has increased. Hence, the speed of the movement has increased here. Correct? So this is how the blocks work. Now there are more blocks that we can see here, which are if then. If it is summers, we are going to have lemonade with ice, right? But if it is winter, we might have nice gajar ka halwa. Correct, teachers? It's the winter season when we have the most of the times the gajar ka halwa, right? So it's just like that. When a condition is true, what should be done? And when it is not, what should be done is what we do with the help of the conditional statements, right? So if then else, and there are many more such blocks. So we will be seeing them and we will be using them in the project also. Let's move these blocks away first. Now, let's come to the sensing category. Teachers, I would like one of you to write your name, or let's say the temperature at your place in the chat. Could you please do it, teachers? You can all start answering, not a problem. Could you please mention the temperature? Okay, Paljit ma'am says 45 degrees. Thank you so much for answering, ma'am. Now, can you tell me, ma'am, why did you tell me the temperature? Okay. Right. Amandeep ma'am says 44. Mary ma'am says 45. Okay. Why are you all telling me the temperature? Okay. I know this could sound a little weird, but can you tell me why are you all telling me the temperature? Yes, teachers. Could anyone would like to please answer? As per your request. Yes, thank you, Prabha ma'am, for yes. Thank you so much, ma'am, for paying it to my request, right? Thanks a lot. Okay, someone says 28 degrees also. That's great, Jivita ma'am. Thank you so much for answering this question. You are very correct, teachers, because I asked you a question, you answered it, right? You sensed here that it has to be answered, correct? So sensing does the same thing here. It checks. It checks something. Now let's say we use this block, ask your name. It is going to ask, what is your name? And then we get an option to reply. So let's say I'm writing here, Anjali, and pressing enter. So where does this answer go? It goes into the answer block. Now, when I click this, you will see my name here. Can you all see here? I'm typing an answer and it gets saved into that answer block. If I type something else, let's say I'm typing Lavanya ma'am's name. Okay. I type it here. And let's click the answer this time. So you can see it is now updated. The answer is now Lavanya. Correct? So teachers, this is called the sensing category. It is going to check for us. What is it going to check? Let's say first we are talking about the first block, that is touching mouse pointer. Now, when we click this, we are going to get answer in true or false only. Okay? If it is touching here, currently it's touching, but now I'm not able to click this. Okay? So it is going to check for us if it is touching to the mouse pointer or not. Let's say we click the edge. If it is touching the edge, currently it is false. But what if we bring it to the edge? Let's see now what happens. Now the answer is true. The crab is actually touching the edge. If you can see it clearly, teachers, right? So this is sensing for us if a particular thing is happening or not. We cannot use these blocks directly. We will be using them with the if condition or if else condition. Okay, if touching edge, let's say hello. Okay, let's click this and check. If touching edge, it should say hello. So it is touching the edge and saying hello. Let's move it to this somewhere else. And let's now check. So it's saying hello constantly because we did not use a timer here. We should be having say hello for 2 seconds. Okay, it's still saying hello somehow. Just 1 minute. Okay. Now let's try it out. It's not touching the edge because, and hence it is not saying hello. Now we bring it to the edge and let's now try it out. It will say hello, but just for 2 seconds. And you can see the hello message has just vanished. So this is how the blocks can be used, teachers. Now let's go to sensing again and let's see another block. If it is touching a particular color. Now, we don't know which color is this exactly. There are different shades here. So what we will do is we will click this color block and we will use this color picker. And let's say we use this color maybe. Like this. And check. If it is touching the color, it says false. Let's drag it and put it over this. and then check. Now it is touching, hence the answer is true, teachers. So when we combine it with the if-then blocks, it is going to give the output accordingly. All right. And then there is color is touching. One color is touching the other block also. That can also be used depending on the code that we require, teachers. Teachers, I hope all the blocks that we have discussed so far, motion, looks, events, control, sensing, those are all clear to you. Any questions that you would like to ask, teachers? Anything that you have a question related to the blocks or the things we are doing so far? I would like to take questions, teachers, if there are any. Okay, thank you so much for answering, Sylvia ma'am. All right, ma'am. Perfect, perfect. Now, let us go ahead and do the project. Okay, so teachers, if you are all along with me, let's try out the project, shall we? Give me a thumbs up or put your answer in the chat, right? Let's start doing it. Very first thing that we want is to start everything when we click the when we click the green flag. All right. So which block should we take? Everything should start working when we click this green flag. So I would like to have answers from all of you. Let's change the direction of this block, crab, and that is 90. Let's set its position here. Event block. Yes, that's correct, teachers. When green flag. Very correct, very correct. Let's make the directions here proper for the sprites, and then we will start doing it. So 90° is the direction. And let's set the size also. So let's make it 30. And the sizes are set, sprites are set, the backdrops are set. All right. Now, let's go ahead into the events category. And I think we already have this block, right? So that block is when green flag clicks. So we already have it, teachers. All right. The next thing that we want to do is we would like to set the crab position, because we know we've seen it in the game that it was moving with the help of left and right arrow keys. So when we click the green flag, it should be at a specific location. Which block should we take, teachers? Let's go to the motion category, and here are your hints. So many blocks are there. I already gave you a hint. It's the motion category. Go to block. That's right, Sarita ma'am. But go to XY, go to random position is there. Which one should we choose? Go to XY. That's perfect, ma'am. Thank you so much for that. So let's drag it and drop it here. So currently the location is fine. Here it is in one corner, which is okay. All right. If we want to change it, we can set it. Oh, sorry. I did it for the milk carton. Okay. 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 Let it be here. Let's do it for the crab. Events when clicked. And let's use the go to block. So go to block. Let's use this location. Okay. So the location is fine. Now what we want next is the crab should say something. It should say, I will help you clean the trash, or help me clean the trash. It should say, but it should not keep on saying throughout. It should say for a while. Which block should we use? Yes, teachers, which block should we use? Say block. Okay, that's correct. Say block, but again, which block should it be? Looks category. That's correct, Jivita ma'am. Say until. Okay, and we can mention the times. That's correct, ma'am. That's correct. So let's go to the looks category and say for 2 seconds. Okay, so we will write here, help me clean the trash. All right, this is done. Now the next block here that we want. Okay, let's come to this. Okay, the next block that we want here is the forever block. Okay, you are all able to see the screen. We can use the forever block. What should we write in here? I mean, where should we take the forever block from? Yes, teachers, you can tell me. Where should we take the forever block from? From the control category. That's right, teachers. We'll take it from the control category. So let's go here and forever. Okay. Then what next should we do? What next should we do? We have taken the forever block. Now we want something to keep on happening forever. Right. What should it be? We want the sprite to move left or right with the help of arrow keys. Whenever we are pressing the arrow keys, it should happen. If we are pressing the left key, it should move towards the left and it should move towards the right if the right arrow is pressed. Maninda ma'am is right. That's the condition. All right, ma'am. Let's go to the control category and use the if-then block. Perfect. If now we want to press a particular key, that's correct, Maninder ma'am. If-else block is to be used. Yeah, we can use if-else or if also. We'll give two separate conditions. Okay. Now, we want to make it happen when we are pressing the right arrow. Only if we are pressing the right arrow key. Can any one of you tell me which block should it be, teachers? Right arrow key is what we want. When we are pressing the right arrow key, yes, I think Maninder ma'am answered it. That is sensing. Perfect, ma'am. That's a correct answer. We are going to use the key press button block here. That is this block. I'm sorry, I think we missed out this block. This is going to tell us if the space key is pressed or not. Let's click this block. We can see it is false. We did not press. Now this time I pressed it. So it is going to check if we pressed it or not. So we will drag this block and put it here in the if block. Now instead of space key, we want it to be the right arrow key. Okay. If it is the right arrow, then the sprite should move 10 steps. So which block should we add? I think Jivita ma'am already has an answer. She said motion. Okay, yes, let's go to motion and that is move 10 steps. So let's drag it. But now I have a question, teacher. Should we put this move block inside the forever block or inside the if block? Where should it go? Where should it go? Inside the if block or the forever? If block, that's right. It should go inside the if block. That's correct. Because when the right arrow key is pressed, only then the sprite should start moving, right? So let's test it. Let's test it out if that's working. Okay, just 1 minute, teachers. Yeah. So let's check if we are clicking the green flag. First, we'll have to click the green flag. Yes. So the crab says, help me clean the trash, which is correct. Let's click the right arrow and we can see it's moving and it seems to move faster. But now when I'm clicking the left arrow, nothing is happening, right? What should we do? What should we do for the left arrow? Okay. I would like to have answers from all of you teachers again. Again, if. That's right, Maninder ma'am. That's right. Again, an if condition here. So let's do one small and easy trick that we can. Let's give a right click here and then duplicate the entire set of blocks. All right, let's do that. And here we have a duplicate. Okay, you can all see there's a duplicate created here. Let's drag it a little upwards. Now, this is the set of blocks that we wanted, right? So here it is. Now, let's change. Yes, yes. I think Maninder ma'am answered it is supposed to be a negative value. Correct. So let's make it left arrow and a negative value this time. That is, it should be -10. Perfect. Done. Let's click the green flag and check if it's working. If we click the right arrow, it's moving towards the right. Left arrow, it's moving towards the left. So crab is already in the motion, teachers. Perfect, perfect. Okay. Now, let's do one thing. Let's go to the milk carton, right? Milk carton also has to be coded, correct? So let's see. Now, what we want in the milk carton to happen here is, let's see, I'll show you. When we are starting the game, it should start coming from the top, okay? And it should keep on moving here and there, right? That is, the location should keep on changing. It should keep on coming down. And if it is touching the crab, then it should go back to a random position, any random position, okay? And then if it is touching this green color plants that are there in the ocean, right? We should get a message that I am harming the marine life, correct? And if it is touches, again, it should go back to a random position. All right, teachers, you all saw this code, okay? So now let's go back to our project and try coding it for the milk here. All right, we have already set the location. If we want further, we can change it. Maybe it can go a little up. Let's make it 155 as the X location and Y can be, sorry, X can be 9. Let's check it out. Yes, this seems to be perfect. The crab will be able to catch the trash can when it is moving, right? Now, what should be the next thing that we do, teachers? What should be the next thing? What code should we add to it so that the trash can keeps on coming down? Okay, there's one block that I would like to show you. That is the change Y and change X block. When we say change X, when the X value, that is the horizontal position, will change by 10. If we give a positive value, it will move towards the right hand side. If we give a negative value, it will move towards the left hand side. Let's check. You can see, teachers, the trash can is now moving. Correct? When we talk about the Y value, it will change. When we say positive value, it will go up. I think it's not visible right now. Okay. When we click change Y by 10, it will go up. That is, the value will increase by 10. The coordinate will increase by 10. Now, if we give a negative value here, it will go down. You can see the change. It will go down. That means this block has to be used here. So let's drag this and change Y by 10. Okay. Once we click this, now we can see here the block has gone, the sprite has gone to the top, and the Y value also decreased by 10. But that is something we wanted to keep on happening again and again, right? So should it repeat for a specific number of times, or that should keep on going? Can you all tell me, teachers? What should be the case? Which block can be used so that the trash can keeps on coming down? Yes, I think Sarita ma'am answered. That is forever. Correct. So forever, change Y by 10. Okay. Perfect, ma'am. Yes, we have done that. Now forever, it will keep on coming down. Okay, but it's going down. Completely down. Now what to do? How can we make it fall slowly? What can we do? Can we delay that fall? I think I've given you a hint. Can we delay that fall? If block. Okay, wait block. Yes, exactly, ma'am. Wait, right. So let's use the wait block. Wait for 1 second and then change the Y position. So let's click it and check. Okay, let's click the green flag. It will go up. And you can now see that the trash can is coming down slowly. After 1 second, it is changing its position. Okay, this is done. Now, what if the block, the trash can is coming in contact with the crab? What should happen? If it is coming in contact with the crab, how do we code this part, teachers? Can any one of you tell me? How do we code this part? Okay, sensing block. Yes, Hetal ma'am, sensing block. That's right. Okay, sensing is one thing, correct? If it is touching, right? That is one block. But ma'am, we cannot use this block directly. Which block should we pair it with? Again, an if block. Maninder ma'am, thank you so much for answering so many correct answers. Okay, so it is if block. Again, it should be the control category. So if then, let's go for if then, and let's add this block. If it is touching the crab, okay, if it is touching the crab, it should go to a random position. All right. So let's make it random position. So which block should we use, teachers, to make it go to the random position? If it is touching the crab, it should go to the random position. Any answers, teachers? Okay, go to random. Yes, Sarita ma'am. Thank you so much. So let's go back to motion category, go to random position. Perfect. It's now going to a random position. Let's test it. If we click the green flag, okay, the can has started coming down. Let's move the crab and see if it touches the can. Okay, something happened. Okay, it's coming down. It's coming down slowly. Yes. So I think the delay is a little more, teachers. Should we decrease the delay? 1 second is becoming too much. I mean, the crab has to be really patient. So should we reduce the duration for the delay? Let's do it. Let's make it 0.5 seconds. That will be enough for the crab to change its position. Yes, I think this is better. Now the crab will be able to, yes, the crab will be able to catch the trash can easily. Now, if it touches the crab, it should go to a random position. Let's see if that's happening. Yes, that did happen. It went to a random position. But now, if it touches this color, that is the green color or the plants, then what should happen? We will code for that as well. So let's do one thing. Let's now use again a simple option. That is, we will duplicate this. So let's drag this outside, duplicate, and put it back. And again, this if condition also goes here. It should be outside the other if. Now, if this happens here, this time it should be touching color. So let's remove this block and go to sensing. And this time you'll use touching color. If it is touching a particular color, then it should go to random position. But before going to a random position, we should get a message from the can that it is harming the marine life. So what should we do? What block should we use, teachers? What block? Say block. Yes, that's right, Maninder ma'am. Thank you for answering. So it should be say block. Say for 2 seconds. Oops. I am harming the marine life. Okay, done. This is done. But the color is not right at the current moment, right? So here, let's do one thing. Let's click the color and change it. This is called the color picker, teachers. So let's click this color picker and choose the color here. So let's say this color. So when the trash can is going to, sorry, the milk can is going to touch this color, we would be getting this message that we are harming the marine life, and it will go to a random position. All right, let's check. Let's check if that's happening. Okay, let's move the crab. I think to make the game a little more fun, we'll reduce the timing maybe. It should be somewhere 0.2 seconds. I think that would be much more fun. Kids will definitely love it. So yes, let's rush and catch the trash can. We are ready. Perfect. It's moving. Okay, again, this is more fun. When the time is reducing, teachers, it's going to be more fun. So we are able to catch the trash can. Oh, but we missed it, right? So this is how, okay. Yes, ma'am, we could add sound to it and we can make it more fun. But again, that sound part we are going to have in the next sound blocks. We are going to learn in the next part, ma'am. But let's see. Let's see if we can add one. Play sound. Let's say this. Let's see if that works. I hope you are all able to hear the sound. Let's see. Let's see if that happens. Yes, there was a sound, right? So you will keep on hearing the sound when the crab is going to touch the trash can. But the crab has to be super fast every time to touch the trash can. Otherwise, it will land in the ocean and it will harm the marine life, right? So we have added this sound, teachers. We are going to see more of the sound blocks in the upcoming webinars also, right? I would like to ask all of you, if you've got any questions, teachers, anything that you would like to ask. We've done the code completely. This is what we wanted. And again, teachers, there are more possibilities. We can add more and more code here. We can set timers to this. We can have a score for it. But again, there are more blocks that can be used here. So currently, we're not doing that. But I hope all of you are clear with the blocks that we have just discussed. Any questions that you have, teachers, you can put your answers, questions in the chat, and I would like to answer them. What are the different things that you feel were not clear to you, or you would like to ask questions about that? You can let me know in the chat, teachers. And if things are clear, please mention that as well. Let me see what you all feel. Okay, I see no question coming up. Seems like it is all clear to you. All right, teachers. All right. So this brings us to the end of the webinar. But then, yes, definitely, let's revise all of this with the help of some quiz questions. All right. Let's do that. All right, ma'am. Thank you so much, Sylvia ma'am, Priyanka ma'am, for answering it. Thank you, Neha ma'am. Let's have some questions here. Which block makes the sprite move? A, say hello, move 10 steps, green flag. Okay, move 10 steps is the correct answer, teachers. Thank you. Okay, let's see the next question. The next question says, which block runs code when a key is pressed? When the sprite is clicked, say hello, or when space key is pressed? Exactly. Thank you, Lavanya ma'am, Hetal ma'am, Surbi ma'am, Ramandeep ma'am for answering this. It is the when space key pressed. When we specifically press a key, then the code should start working, right? So, teachers, whatever is in the PPT, let me tell you, we've covered all of that, and everything that you see here is already in the syllabus, and you will be able to find all this code in the book also. Would you like to try more questions, teachers? Give me a thumbs up if yes or no, right? So which block changes how the sprite looks? Change costume to, move 10 steps, point in direction. Okay, A. That's right. It was the costume block. All right. Next question. Which block makes the sprite think something? It has to think something. Okay. Answers are pouring in. That is option B. Yes, correct, teachers. Thank you so much for answering these questions. Let's have one last set and then we will stop. So the first question here is, what does the touching block check? If the sprite is saying something, if the sprite is touching another sprite or the edge, or if the sprite is visible. Okay, I can see the answer is B. Yes, teachers, if it is touching another sprite or the edge of the screen. All right, let's see the next question. What is the use of the forever block? Runs the blocks inside it at one time, stops the project, runs the block inside it again and again. Option C. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Ritika ma'am, Monica ma'am for answering. It is option C. Perfect. Thank you so much, teachers, for answering all the questions and being so active throughout the session here. I had a great time having this session with you all. I really hope you all enjoyed it as well. And all the things that we discussed about Scratch, the project, the sprites, the backdrop, all of that is clear to you. Thank you, Baljeet ma'am. Thanks a lot. Wonderful, teachers. It was a great response, and I would say I really appreciate your time and efforts and the patience that you have shown. Thank you, teachers. It was a wonderful session, and I would be meeting you soon in another webinar. And yes, definitely, you all know if you've got queries, if you've got questions, please reach out to our team so that we can help you out, resolve your queries. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. I too had a great time, Kumud ma'am. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Neha ma'am. Thank you, Amandeep ma'am. Thanks to all the teachers. I would like to take your leave, teachers. Hope to see you very soon again. And next time, maybe more number of people turn on their cameras, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye, teachers. Take